There's money to be made on the pitch, on the field, on the court, and in NHL on the ice. Welcome in our guy, Geoff Ulrich of the DraftKings Sportsbook NHL expert. Geoff, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Absolutely fabulous. Now, Geoff, here in the tri-state area, we have a lot of NHL hockey teams that we can bet on. Take me through your process when handicapping NHL.
Yeah, just like betting any other sport, I mean, working smarter and not harder is the end goal. So, I mean, using a lot of the advanced stats that's available to us from the NHL and just trying to identify undervalued teams in the market. I mean, looking at things like XGF percentage, expected goal for percentage, what teams are doing 5-on-5. And just, trying to look past the box score in a lot of instances and trying to find out what teams are absolutely doing. Sometimes, the goal sheet doesn't necessarily tell the story of the whole game. So using those advanced stats, again, it allows us to see things that we maybe miss when we're watching the game. And it just gives us a good sense of what teams might be undervalued in the market right now. Just like when you're buying a stock, you're trying to buy the most undervalued kind of asset out there. And it's the same when you're betting on any given slate. You're looking for those teams with who just maybe haven't been putting the puck in the net, and they're creating a lot of chances, and you're getting a better price on them than you should. So using those advanced stats, looking at trends like rest as well. We got a big NHL schedule. Teams always playing back-to-backs. Teams' win percentage often goes down when they're on short rest. So you can look at trends, you can look at advanced stats, but the main theme is looking for undervalued teams and just using those stats to let you do some of the work, do some of the work for you, I should say.
Geoff, is there a certain strategy that you find in finding player props in hockey that you find most effective? And if so, what's the best way to go about the research on the player and their opponent?
Yeah, so for player props in hockey, it's just like any other player prop, really. For major and North American sports, opportunity and matchup is kind of everything. So when you're looking at hockey, especially, we get a lot of lineup movement. When you're looking at other sports like maybe NBA or NFL, like it's rotation. It's who's in the lineup. For hockey, it's really where are they slotting in with those lines. So if you've got a player who's a regular third liner, maybe his shot on goal prop is usually around 1.5 and he's only playing, say, 10 to 12 minutes a night. Well, if he gets slotted up, all of a sudden his opportunity to get those shots on goal goes up. And if his shot on goal prop doesn't move, you've all of a sudden got a really good value opportunity. So always looking at the lines, how are they coming up, the lineup switches, are coaches making certain movements? And then again, the matchup. Certain teams just allow more shots on goal per net. I mean, certain teams are just lax defensively, and there's going to be opportunity like that as well. Sometimes you'll just get a player who, maybe in a better matchup, but you'll get him with similar odds that he would have had in a tougher matchup. So paying attention to the matchup, paying attention, most importantly, to the opportunity the player's getting in the lineups, the biggest thing you can do with props on NHL.
Geoff, one of my favorite bets is to live bet in the third period when a team is up by a goal or two and either take the over or take the team on the puck line, hoping that I can get an empty netter. What are some of your favorite betting opportunities? And also, am I doing the right thing?
It all comes down to value in that scenario. If you really think the team is dominating, that's ahead. Absolutely not a fine play. But, again, in the live betting, you really want to pay attention to what's going on in the game. If you think that team that's behind has maybe been dominating the play, you're probably better off getting value on the team that's behind coming back. We have seen a lot of wild scoring in the NHL. So live betting is its own thing. Always got to pay attention to what's going on. But as far as what I like to do, I love looking at alternate lines on Sportsbook. There's things like you can bet team totals for teams. You can bet alternate puck lines. And that really just speaks to you can get different lines that are out there. Some of the sharpest lines we get from the sports books are just the regular money lines and the totals. Those are lines that people are betting. The sports books have really sharp odds makers. But when you go into the alternate lines, like things like, team totals, if you're really bullish on, say, like a team like Colorado or Boston to put up a big night, you can bet them over 3.5 goals, over 4.5 goals. You can get really big odds to do it. So always take an advantage. If you like a spot, look at different ways to bet it. Don't just bet a team to win necessarily. Look at what's available. The sportsbook's always expanding their offerings. I love looking at those alternate lines, and especially, like I said, those alternate team totals.
All right, Geoff, before we get out of here, anything in the futures market you're looking at or like?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to throw a couple Pittsburgh options here at you really quickly. Tristan Jarry, plus 3,000 still on DraftKings Sportsbook to win the Vezina Trophy. Pittsburgh's second right now in their division. Jarry's won 5 in a row. He's got a save percentage over .92. I can't really figure out why he's so big in that market still. I think it's a player who we've seen have a lot of confidence. It would not shock me if the Pittsburgh Penguins ended up catching the Devils for that division. If they do, I think Jarry will get a lot of credit for it. And then just the Penguins in the Stanley Cup odds. It's a veteran team, very deep at center, plus 2,200. They added Jeff Petrie on the back end, really solid defender. Chris Letang is back from that scary incident as well. I think the Penguins are just undervalued in a couple different spots, and I like them in the Stanley Cup odds right now, plus 2,200.
Geoff Ulrich of DraftKings Sportsbook, NHL expert. Always fun talking hockey with you, my man.